So, Louis, we have 3 cats on our boat, right? We live in this 1986 Chris Craft. It's an old cabin cruiser that's tied up in the public marina here in Washington, D.C. And it's sort of like living in a mobile home. You know, the bathroom is about the size of a typical closet, and the kitchen is a little bit bigger. But it's, you know, we like it. We're out in nature, and it's actually inexpensive. The rent is cheap, and it's a really nice, very diverse middle class community that we live in, and it's cool. So anyhow, the boat next to us had these 2 pigeons that were nesting, and we have 3 cats, and the cats were going nuts. In fact, one of the cats' fangs started ripping the screen open, so we had to close the window, you know, and because he was just trying to tear right through the screen to get to the pigeons. And finally, the pigeons went away. In fact, Louise called the guy who owned the boat because he wasn't staying on the boat. I mean, we live on ours. This guy is just, you know, visiting. Actually, a former member of Congress. And nice guy. And so I think somebody came over and shooed them off, and we thought everything is cool. And while I was in Germany, Louise kept hearing these pigeons, but she couldn't see them. I come back, and on the back of a boat, there's a cleat that you tie a rope to, and then you tie that rope to the dock. And there's a little box that's about 1 foot tall and 1 foot wide and 8 inches deep with a handle on it, and you pop that thing open and you can get at the cleat, and otherwise you keep it closed because the rope ties around the cleat, and then it goes out a hole on the side of the boat. And so if there's rain and stuff, you don't want the water to come in, so you got a door that you close, right? So she pops open the door, and there's a pigeon sitting there with 2 eggs in a nest. Pigeon laid it. It put a nest in our boat. Now, this is creating a real dilemma for me because I have been, as you well know, for the better part of 10 years, saying that pigeons are actually not real, that they are robots in the planet Xenu, that they are sent here to spy on us. And I'm trying to figure this one out. Are these pigeons actually cleverly painted doves who are actually having eggs that are going to hatch? Or are they robots with pretend eggs, and they're inside my boat now, in this little box, you know, where the cleat is, so that they can listen more carefully to everything that goes on inside our boat? Yeah, there you go. I'm going to have to get, you know, a picture of this, and we'll put it up on a website. Although I'm, you know, Louise opened the door once. I opened the door. When I opened the door, that little female pigeon did not look at all happy, and I'm reluctant to make life too miserable for her, even to get a camera shot. Well, we'll see. If we start hearing little peeps, then I'll let you know. So I don't know. Maybe I owe the pigeons of the world an apology, but I think I'm being spied on. I really do. I don't think it's the NSA we got to worry about. Yeah, I'm serious. Just, you know, ask Tom Cruise. 10,000 years ago, the people, the Thetans from the planet Xenu, came here and seeded Earth with human beings, and when enough of us are clear, they're going to come back and take us all back up into the sky in the spaceships, and we'll go off to Xenu and live in paradise. This is you know, you give Scientology $100,000 and this is what they'll tell you. More or less. I mean, I may have some of the details wrong because I didn't cough up the money. I just read the book of a guy who did. But it makes sense to me. And you know, wherever you go, where there are, you know, rich people, powerful people, or media figures, and I might not be the first 2, but I'm certainly in the third. What do you have? You have pigeons. There's spies. Every 6 months, the mothership comes down, takes up the last batch, drops a new batch, and then, you know, they probably used to have little tape recorders in them. Now I'll bet they got digital chips and they download them. Yeah, keep up with technology. Maybe they always did. I mean, if they can travel across interstellar space. So, anyway. Which brings me to the new Geocentrists, which is only slightly weirder than my thinking that a pigeon on my boat is actually a spy from the planet Xenu. There are people who believe that the Earth is the center of the universe. Now, that was the majority opinion in Western civilization up until about 400 or 500 years ago when Kepler and Copernicus and Galileo started looking through telescopes and doing math and going, whoa, wait a minute. The Earth is going around the sun, not the other way around. And not only that, the sun is going around other things, or in other things. This Milky Way galaxy. Then eventually we figured out that our galaxy, you look up at the sky and see all those points of light. A whole big pile of those points of light. I mean, if you're looking right through the middle of the sky at that thick layer, that's the Milky Way. A lot of those are stars. Most of those are stars. But if you're looking off to the corners, you're looking at galaxies. Each one of them has 1 billion stars or more in it. So anyhow, there's people who think that all of that is going around us. We're right at the center of it. And this woman who was an actress on Star Trek ended up taking a gig as to narrate a movie and the principal. And she's now had to come out and say, I had no idea. This was about geocentrism. The belief that the Earth is at the center of the universe. Probably more than 3% of Americans believe that the Earth is at the center of the universe. But only 3% of scientists who've ever been published in scientific peer-reviewed papers, and really it's increasingly getting closer to 1%. Think that global warming is not caused by human beings burning fossil fuels, principally. And in fact, the big argument among that 2 or 3% that Fox News likes to quote is not whether or not global warming is happening, and not whether or not humans are playing a role in global warming happening, but to what extent humans are playing a role. So what's the difference between me and my pigeons and this guy making this movie that got this poor woman who, of Star Trek fame to voice it, and the fact that every single Republican freshman member of the House of Representatives in the last election believes and will tell you there ain't no such thing as human-made climate change. It's as nutty an idea as the Earth being at the center of the universe, or as pigeons being spies from the planet Xenu, although that's not so nutty, but still. It is as nutty an idea. What's the difference? It has billionaires behind it, who are sitting on trillions of dollars worth of carbon underground, and they will not make that money unless they bring that carbon up above ground, burn it, and throw the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And, we need to seriously do something about this. We need to start treating these climate change deniers as if they are as crazy as the people who think that the Earth is at the center of the universe and that pigeons are spies from the planet Xenu. I will confess, I'm probably wrong. But I think it's time for us to stop taking these this argument seriously, and even go beyond that and start calling out the people who are putting millions of dollars, the Exxon Mobils of the world, the Koch brothers of the world, putting millions of dollars into climate change denial as the liars that they are.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
And not just lies, but lies that could endanger the future of our children, our grandchildren, and maybe even us.